I know what you all want me to say. Home prices are starting to come down. After years of record-breaking appreciation, low interest rates, and mortgage forbearance, it's time for a change, right? I too would love to see home prices at least flatten out just a little bit, just to stop the insanity. It's 2022 and the sellers have had a good run. Well, if it was only that easy. Let's break down the nationwide market and find out what could become factors to bringing home prices down, as well as let's look at the local market and see what could be contributing factors there. And what does the local market look like right now? The three biggest potential drivers that could affect home prices in 2022 are the economy, which includes supply chain issues as well as inflation, rising interest rates, and the end of the mortgage forbearance. Now, I don't think any of us could have predicted what has happened over the last 2 years when we were first told to quarantine. But in 2020, we saw our market start to heat up, which also followed stimulus packages. Then in 2021, we saw the beginning of inflation and supply chain issues. We've seen official inflation rates rise 6.8%, which is the most that it has ever risen since 1982. And all the experts say it is not going away anytime soon. And to make matters worse, we have seen global supply chain issues that have hit just about every single market that you can think of. We have seen this affect cars and computer chips, all the way to furniture, appliances, and, well, we all know what happened with lumber. So how does this affect the housing market, and how is it affecting the Phoenix and Scottsdale market right here locally? Well, you have the cost of goods for everything going up, and so you would expect the cost of homes to go up at least at the same rate as inflation. This is one of the reasons you see so many people wanting to put their money into real estate. It is one of the safest places to put your money during times of high inflation. Now, some of the other realities are that not all jobs have increased their wages with the rate of inflation. So although goods have gone up, home prices have gone up, have the wages gone up enough to help support all the other increases? This is one of the major things that we're seeing when we start talking about home affordability issues. But even with all of this, I believe we are going to continue to see home prices rise through 2022. In fact, as of the beginning of 2022, our inventory levels were 5% below where they were in 2021. Which is not great for buyers, which is the number one reason that we have seen such great appreciation over the last few years. It's been the low supply. Now, what we can talk about in making our home prices change possibly is the increase in interest rates. Now, our times of historically low interest rates might be gone, as the Federal Reserve announced in mid-December that they are planning on 3 interest rate hikes this year. And we've started to see this already. Now, if you've lived in your home for a while and you have not taken advantage of the low interest rates that we have seen to refinance your home, now might be the time that you need to reach out to that mortgage professional just to see if you can reduce your interest rate and take advantage of some of the low rates that we still do have. Now, when you talk about interest rates rising, the next few questions that I always get is, well, how much and when is it going to happen? Ooh, man. Now, as much as everyone wishes that they would publicize this information, they just don't. But they have given you a hint. And so for now, I would take that to heart. And if you have not refinanced and your interest rate could be lower, I would take advantage of that. And if you're still out there looking, don't lose faith. Keep at it and make sure that you secure that home. So where do the experts see the interest rates going? So we've already seen the rates go from 3 to 3.6. But as you can see from this chart, it is still lower than January of 2020. However, the reality is that as the interest rates rise, so does your buying power change. We've talked about this in some of the other videos. So it is important for you to keep your eye on those interest rates. At this point, right now at 3.6, I don't see it changing the rate at which people are wanting to buy. I don't see it changing their overall mortgage payment that drastically to stop or halt our buying season. But as we start getting into the 4s and higher, if that's where it goes, I do foresee it starting to slow things down a bit. And now the next thing that we have is the end of mortgage forbearance. Now, again, we've talked about this in some of the other videos. Most people felt like when all of this forbearance started and all the people rushed to get into this program, that when it ended, everybody was going to see a rush of foreclosures and short sales. I can tell you from a real estate business perspective, I am being hounded daily by these companies that are trying to push this, get short sales certified again. I got news for you. Even if the foreclosures come, they will be snapped up like that. The majority of the people that were in forbearance have come out of forbearance or have made some sort of a modification plan with their mortgage company. We do not have very many homes left in forbearance. And those that are, they can have two choices. They can either put their house on the market because they likely, even if they haven't paid their mortgage for 2 years, they have seen appreciation in their home. So they will likely walk away with money. Now, if they decide that they do need to foreclose on their home, their house is going to be snatched up so fast and it is going to be welcomed into the market as far as inventory is concerned. So either way, with mortgage forbearance ending, it is not going to have that big of an impact on our overall housing market in 2022. Okay, so we've talked about all the national things that are going on in the housing market right now at the beginning of 2022. Now I want to dive into what's happening right here in the Phoenix Scottsdale market. Like, where are the buyers coming from? Are there enough homes to help with the housing shortage? And what is the market really like right now? Now, I know everyone wants to blame all the Californians that are coming into the Arizona market, buying things with cash and driving our home prices up. But the reality is that people are coming from many other states. We have a lot of people coming from Washington, Oregon, Illinois, Colorado, and even Texas. I talk to people all the time about why they're coming here when they call me. And a lot of times they're being relocated, but then there's the other people that are looking to make a lifestyle change. They are making a choice to move here and they can either work remotely or they've retired and they want to make Arizona home. Okay, now when we're talking about supply and demand, I want to bring up something that analysts keep talking about. They keep talking about this extremely high demand. Now, while our demand is above average, it is not unusually high. What is unusual about our market is our excessive lack of inventory. The number of buyers we actually have in the market right now is only slightly above average, but the amount of homes that we have for those buyers is significantly low. Now, when we're looking about homes that are coming to the market from new construction, right? We're looking at building permits. Now, these are issued well before the home becomes available for sale or rent and really gives us a good idea about what is coming in the future. At the moment, our new multifamily level supply looks like it's going to be hitting an all-time high in 2022, although our single family permits looks like it's not quite what we need. Just to give you some perspective, at the end of November of 2021, we had recorded 32,185 single family permits for Maricopa and Pinal counties, up from 28,204 in 2020. To give some perspective, 51,900 was the peak for November year-to-date counts in 2004. If we were seeing these kind of numbers, we could expect some sort of progress in our low inventory count. That would really help correct some of our supply shortages. Now, there is no great way to break this to you. Our bad supply issue is only getting worse, at least from a buyer standpoint. In January, as we've talked about in other videos, we normally see a surge of listings getting ready to come on the market or starting to come on the market so that after we hit Super Bowl, that flood of incoming buyers are ready to go and the listings are there ready for them. But we are not getting more listings. In fact, it is lower than we were already at the start of the year. This is quite a shock, but not really unexpected. It happened in January of 2021 and was the precursor to our madness frenzy that we had in the spring. This is telling us that our Phoenix Scottsdale bull market has not lost its legs yet. To give you some perspective, Paradise Valley is down to an all-time low of just 93 single-family homes for sale. We had 160 this time last year. Scottsdale is down to 344 single-family homes for sale. There were 569 this time last year. And Phoenix is down to 777 single-family homes for sale. There were 1,095 just a month ago. And as we've talked about the Cromford Market Index in the past, Scottsdale has gone up 19 percentage points in 1 month to 515. Now, again, to keep it all into perspective, 110 is normal. I can tell you personally, the very first house that I put on the market for 2022, I had a plethora of showings. I ended up with 12 offers and we were almost $100,000 over the list price when all things were said and done. So what does this all mean and where do I see our market heading? I see our prices continuing to rise. Now, again, many people want to say that it's going to rise at the rate of inflation. I personally believe here in the Phoenix Scottsdale area, we are going to see higher than the rate of inflation appreciation on our homes. Now, if the Fed really does significantly raise the interest rates, I do think that we could see a flattening out of our prices increasing later in the second half of our year. But I still believe we are going to see appreciation higher than the rate of inflation. The next thing is rental prices, and demand is going to continue to rise. We have seen many investors come into the Phoenix Scottsdale market and buy rentals because they're trying to put their money someplace to hedge the bet on the inflation that we talked about earlier. Now, because our supply is so low, a lot of these people that are moving into the Phoenix Scottsdale area, if they cannot find a home to buy, then they've got to rent. So our rental prices have significantly increased. The other thing that the investor has done is they've come in and they've bought homes to put on the market for short-term rentals because people love to come and experience what our winter is here and they love our lifestyle. But because of that, and the amount of people that are coming into Arizona during our winter months, that short-term rental rate is also increasing. So as we talked about the building permits and the amount of multifamily permits that are out there, what I believe we are also going to see is we are going to see people starting to buy condos or townhomes, because if they want a specific location, that's going to be one of the easiest, most affordable ways for them to actually live in the location that they want to. Now, if they can be flexible on the location, I think that they're going to start moving into some of the suburbs if they want a single family home, because we just don't have as many single family homes sometimes in that Phoenix Scottsdale area that people are looking to buy. All in all, I believe that we are going to continue to see a healthy market through 2022. For buyers, it's still going to be a little bit tough. I'm going to tell you the same thing that I've told you in all my other videos. Get ready. Make sure you've talked to a mortgage professional. Make sure you have a pre-qualification letter so that you are ready to go when you find that house. You can make your absolute best offer right away. And if you have any questions, you know where to reach me. You can call me, email me, text me, post a comment down below. I hope that this information was helpful. If I can help with anything, make sure you reach out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.